Hello everyone, it's Bob Schaefer, your headmaster. This will probably be our last video tour of the school before we actually cut the ribbon and start school here, which is just a couple weeks away. So we're here at the front of the school. Sharp Point Drive is on the other side, but this is going to be the front where we come and go and gather and so on. Just keeps all the foot traffic and students away from the more busy road. And we're going to be doing more development that way. This is phase one. Phase two is next. That'll start as soon as we're moved in, and we'll be open for next year. But for now, we're going to go in the front door. We've got the founders, the original founders of the school, who have come back to take this tour with us and give us their reaction as well. So first, let's go through the front door, and I just want to point out for everybody's just notice, security is a big thing for us with this design. You're going to get your picture taken right here. After hours, you got to hit a button to get in, get somebody's permission in the front office. For everybody who's a staff member, you're going to have electronic code so we know who's coming and going during off hours. But if it's during the school day, you're going to be able to come right through this door, and I'll show you what happens next. Come on in. Okay, there's our front office right there. So there's a window right here. You're kind of in an airlock right here when you walk into the front. You've got to either get through this door to get buzzed in and then check in and go into the school elsewhere. And then during the school day, these doors are going to be closed and you're not going to be able to get in without us knowing who you are and what your business is in the school. And so come on in. I'm going to hand things over here to Jordan, who is one of the architects working on the team here, who helped design and build this, and she is going to explain what we're seeing to all of our founders who started this great institution. So Jordan, floor is yours.
Come on in. We can take a look at reception in here. This is going to be reception, so receptionists, big desks, letting people in, checking people in. It's a very similar process to how your other schools operate. We've got the cafeteria space here. They're working on the floors. We're gonna fit everyone in here during the first year for lunch. And then in phase two, this is actually gonna become some other spaces. So there's gonna be the library and some other offices over here. This is temporary, but it looks pretty good. Got restrooms right here. This is one of two big restroom blocks.
Do any of them work yet?
We're still, I don't know.
All right, so we have sound system in the ceiling, so we're going to be able to do presentations and have meetings in here, as well as use this for classroom space if we need to in the first year, maybe even in the second year as well. But in the second year, yeah, imagine this is going to be a library, a little bit of a hallway down the middle, and these walls will get reconfigured to allow for probably 7 or 8 administrative offices in this area here.
This is the main hallway. There's going to be lockers all the way down. There's hooks on that side too, and then we have classrooms that flank the hallway on either side. And we've already got some desks, so let's pop in and look at them. We can look at this one. How do they feel? Yeah?
I remember at first we had a lot of donations for our desks. They came from here and from there and
Yeah, these are nice classrooms. They're bigger than most of our other classrooms, which is nice. Yeah, the furniture, by the way, is, as you can see, all the legs are adjustable, so if we need to, at some point, swap these out over at the elementary school or use them somewhere else, we can make them fit the height of whatever students need to use them, so they're pretty versatile. They'll last a long time. Good stuff here.
We've got a nice big skylight right here that lets all the natural light into the hallway. It was original to the building, so we got to reuse that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is nice. So backpack hooks along the wall, as you can see, and then lockers are also going on the wall, and that still leaves plenty of room for our students to maneuver. It might be a little bit tight in year one, probably not. It's going to be just fine. In year two, after we've got 2 wings of the school, then there's going to be, it's just going to feel like there's a lot of room in these hallways. They're bigger, and they're wider hallways than we have in our other campuses. The ceiling is higher here as well. So these hallways allow for a lot of room, a lot of interaction, more than we've ever experienced. You'll notice the paint colors comport with what we've got at our other campuses. Same tone, same color schemes, same with the carpet, and we're making an effort to make sure that all 4, regardless of which of the 4 campuses you happen to come to, they are going to look and feel the same. The room we're using for music has some extra baffling in it to contain the music and contain the sound for phase 1. But then music is moving to multiple rooms at the other end once phase 2 is installed, and we'll be abandoning this, turning it into a regular classroom.
This is the computer classroom. It's got all the power poles so everyone can plug in.
So these features are kind of nice because these classrooms here on the end are a little smaller, but there's also this big gathering area here and at the other end, and so we'll be able to use this for some classroom space, temporary, and outside lectures, work groups, orders can meet here and have their meetings, and so these will be kind of gathering areas for students as well, which is just a really nice feature to have. So we're here at the north end of the school, of this facility, and if you just look out any of these windows over here, you can see we're right across the street from the Plato campus. That's useful for us to know because for physical education for year 1 and a few other things, lab use and so on, students are going to be walking back and forth between the gymnasium, using the track, and possibly using some lab facilities over at the Plato campus in phase 1. In phase 2, we're going to have all that. We're going to have our gymnasium here, we're going to have a lab here for science and for art. That's all going to be here, and so for the first year when we're moving in, there will be some back and forth between the 2. But look how close it is. It's going to be a quick walk. There will be a hallway that'll connect the 2 structures, but between the 2 is the loggia. The loggia is just a Italian term that connection of 2 wings, and so that's where there's going to be the lunch area, gathering area. The gymnasium will be accessed through that area as well, and the gymnasium will also be able to use it as an auditorium and do performances in it.
Having carpet instead of concrete is amazing. Not having to scramble for carpet squares for donations. I mean, it's just amazing that we're finally at a point where we're starting with a fully decked out school, not borrowed equipment, borrowed desks, not borrowed, donated equipment, donated desks. It's really amazing to see.
I remember the donated desks that were up on the pig areas up I-25 somewhere.
The pig farm?
The pig farm, that they had the place that we could store them, so as we collected them during the summer, they were up there. And then they all had to be picked up and brought back down to the school once the school was put together. And yeah, this seems like the deluxe ride compared to 28 years ago. So yeah, it's pretty nice looking.
You know, you start something, and then it gets a little easier and a little better, you know, every year because you have things figured out. It's just an awesome whole program. Our kids and our grandkids are so lucky that they get to come and maybe not experience what we did when we opened the first school. Now it's going to be much cooler. Carpeting, everything's new. It's really great.
Air conditioning.
Air conditioning, yeah.
That's right.
What an idea.
You know, there have been so many moves from Washington Core Knowledge School. and what it entailed. And then having to move to the high school, and then being on the lookout for the next place to go once we became a charter. And so there's an awful lot of people, a lot of parents, a lot of teachers, a lot of students. Every step of a long way, you know, gathering things up and getting a new home put together to move into. That's happened a lot of times, and it really does just get bigger and better each time. And it's kind of a wonderful history of all of the people that have come and gone and contributed so much as a big family to make this an ongoing successful project. It's very satisfying.
I'm really glad that there's so much natural light, because in the other building, I think we had to plan, I don't know what year that was, to put skylights in the interior rooms that didn't have any windows. So all the natural light is really great. It's great for the kids. And it makes the building seem so much better.
Back in the day, we were just trying to do something to help our kids have a better education. And now it's thrilling to see that there's so many more kids and families that get to take advantage of this excellence.
And our own grandchildren too. Which
Absolutely.
I certainly wasn't thinking about when we
At the
started the
time.
school.
Right.
Yeah, not at the time.
You know, there is one other piece of history that should be pointed out. When we started the junior high kids over at the original campus, which is now the Plato campus, those kids had no lockers for the whole year. And 5th, 6th, and 7th graders carried all their books, their entire course load on their backs every single day. Eventually 7th graders got it, then 5th, or 6th and 5th grade got it. But those kids, they had a tougher time, and the kids now are really enjoying just a great opportunity just to come and learn, not have to carry everything.
I just think back to when we met Randy out at Lesher Junior High School, east of Foothills Mall, for a lecture way before all this got started about the problems in the school systems. And I'm going, what you talking about, you know? And, you know, he brought us up to speed, and we stayed in touch and that kind of stuff, and got involved with Washington Core College and that stuff. Yeah, it's being here today is like astounding to me that we said, Sally was first tuned into it, and then I got involved, and it's like, wow, okay. I'll follow these guys' leads, because I'm not up to speed on that.
It took a degree of faith on everybody's part in many different ways to all pitch in together. And it was all pitching in together that really made it happen.
Yeah, it took all of us,
It
right?
did. Everybody kind of saw where they could add in.
I remember telling Dave that I thought it was pretty crazy to think that you could start a school, but I went to the meeting at your house, and I came home and I said, I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to be able to do it. I mean, I was pretty surprised by how coherent your approach was.
Common sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Common knowledge, common virtue. There we go. Make a great motto, wouldn't it?
Yeah.